You dirty rat! You switched boxes on me!
You are so right.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're going back to the past to discuss old-fashioned cartoons that crossed the line so much they had to be censored.
I glanced at it. Boy Cries Wolf has a few laughs. I forget how it ends.
Number 10. Tweety's original pink colour. Looney Tunes. The Tweety we know and love today took a handful of cartoons before becoming his lovable yellow self.
I thought I saw a putty cat.
Tweety, at the time called Orson, debuted in the 1942 cartoon A Tale of Two Kitties, not to be confused with the similarly named Garfield sequel. Originally, Orson resembled a baby bird bizarrely inspired by the animator's baby photos.
I did. I saw a putty cat.
In the following cartoon, Orson was renamed Tweety, alongside getting blue eyes. Tweety's final naked appearance was in his third cartoon, but after this he was painted yellow for good.
Oh, the poor kitty cat. He fought down, go
Boom!
It was because they considered a bird in their birthday suit to be too inappropriate. As if all birds in nature weren't already naked? Number 9. Cigarettes. Tom and Jerry. The adorable cat and mouse duo debuted in 1940, quickly becoming a global success. At one point, they were so successful they even overtook Looney Tunes. Not everyone considered the original shorts to be entirely family-friendly, however. Many things deemed violent, racist, or sexist, among other things, have had to be censored from broadcast. On numerous occasions, smoking has had to be cut from episodes. Some of Tom's most iconic moments involve him lighting a huge cigar, which was specifically banned in the UK. Number 8. Kissing Cousins. Sailor Moon. In a modern cartoon, there are numerous LGBTQIA+ romances adored by millions. Society hasn't always been so accepting of these things. Even as recently as the 90s, censorship was heavy for these types of things. Sailor Moon is one of the most famous examples where two lesbian characters were censored to become cousins.
Let me introduce Miss Haruka Tenno and Michiru Kaya.
It's Haruka! And Michiru too!
In hindsight, everyone agrees this made things even weirder for children to watch. Rather than a wholesome romance, it turns into a bizarre relationship between cousins.
Well, you heard her. You wasted your time, Udil.
In the end, it feels like they're trying to normalize having a romance with your cousin. The censors seriously didn't find this weird?
To stop this catastrophe, we need to find those talismans as soon as possible.
Number 7. Daffy Duck gets hung. Good News. Probably the most controversial Daffy Duck cartoon was Good News from 1962, which has been rarely aired in its 60-year existence. The plot centres around Daffy stowing away on a ship where the captain likes to hang stowaways.
Fetch me a rope, Mr. Tristan! Just happen to have one, Captain.
Daffy has to comically convince the captain he's a magician, but it doesn't seem to work. Daffy ends up stuck in a chest for 10 days, finally being released when the captain decides to string him up.
Simple trick. Anybody can do it, but he can't.
Daffy's last magic trick is to explode the ship, but it doesn't free him from the captain's noose. It's easy to see why this was heavily edited, or barely played at all, since they were worried about children copying it.
Perhaps I've been a bit hasty, but this is your last chance, sir.
Number 6. Rabies Syndrome. The Simpsons. In the 90s, The Simpsons pushed boundaries for what's allowed in a cartoon. Despite being a family comedy, it was still pretty edgy for its time, laying a lot of groundwork that made later adult cartoons possible.
shove it, witch.
Its often offensive humour has led the show to become heavily censored globally. One instance is in Marge Gets a Job, where Bart pretends to have a spot of Tourette syndrome.
Bart, to avoid this test, you've had smallpox, the bends, and that unfortunate bout of rabies.
Well, I'm not sure I'm over it.
It's easy to see why many were outraged, with the joke being widely considered ableist. Instead of cutting the scene, they had to redo the scene, replacing it with rabies.
The truth is, there was no wolf. I faked the whole thing. I'm just gonna lie on the floor now. Please don't let me swallow my tongue.
There, doesn't it feel better to tell the truth?
Number 5. World War II cartoons. Popeye. Spinach's #1 lover first appeared in 1929, becoming remarkably popular by the outbreak of World War II. As such, Popeye was a prime candidate for wartime propaganda cartoons. Today, there's no shortage of Americans who love Japan, and the reverse is also true. In the 40s, things were completely different, with the two being major rivals. This led to some extremely racist Popeye cartoons.
And I warn you, if this incident occurs again, you'll have the devil to pay.
Just their names are enough to tell you why they've since been almost completely banned. The Germans also became victims of Popeye's punches in cartoons that have been equally censored. Number 4. Naming the Pope. The Ren and Stimpy Show. As far as 90s cartoons go, the Ren and Stimpy Show was one of the most surreal. One episode featured a superhero called Powdered Toast Man, who spent the episode fighting evil, doing a pretty poor job of it.
Powdered Toast Man!
At one point, he finds the Pope tied to a barrel of TNT in the Antarctic. Fascinatingly, the Pope was voiced by Frank Zappa a year before his death. It was so controversial that they had to edit him for reruns, instead calling him the funny little man in the pointy hat. Much more sensitive.
But Powdered Toast Man, what about Muddy Mud Skipper?
My gosh, you're right. How thoughtless of me.
Interestingly, this was one of the least controversial aspects, with many viewers considering Powdered Toast Man an anti-American hero.
Sorry, Mac, but I've got to attend to something really important.
Number 3. Japanese racism. Looney Tunes. So, Popeye became a tool for wartime propaganda, but surely the Looney Tunes never sank that low, right? Sorry to break it to you, but even Bugs Bunny once held anti-Japanese sentiments.
Just killing time till the island that inevitably turns up in this kind of picture. Inevitably turns up.
One 1944 cartoon features Bugs wackily fighting the most extreme stereotypes of Japanese soldiers. Another heavily banned Looney Tunes cartoon is Tokyo Jokyo, which is an egregious piece of American propaganda. It's a fake Japanese newsreel which features various segments praising Imperial Japan that were completely satirical. They were also severely cruel, causing it to be rarely played since the war. Number 2. Mickey Gets Drafted. The Barnyard Battle. Potentially Walt Disney's most famous creation, Mickey Mouse, hit screens in 1928. Since then, he's remained the mascot for the company, making him a global household name. While he's considered innocent to many, he also committed crimes in the past. In the 1929 cartoon, The Barnyard Battle, Mickey ends up getting drafted into a mouse army. They then face off against invading cats, heavily inspired by the German military in World War I. This caused it to be banned in Germany in 1930 for being offensive to national dignity. It's also probably not fondly remembered for showing Mickey at war, something society no longer considers child-friendly.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Censored 11. Taking the top spot is not one cartoon, but 11. As you can guess by their name, they're all heavily censored. Released between 1931 and 1951, most only began getting censored from 1968 onwards, reflecting 20th century America's racial sentiments.
I'm hitting a trail for Hallelujah Land. I can see my silver lining past the greener twining. I'm hitting a trail for that land.
One was a Looney Tunes short, while the rest were all from Merry Melodies. Literally, all of them feature African and African American stereotypes made in an era where they were acceptable. Thankfully, times change, and Warner Bros. Has removed them from syndication since 1968. Unlike other racially insensitive cartoons such as the World War II propaganda ones, these have never been re-released in home media, making them the most banned Golden Age cartoons ever.
The tall man with the high hat will be coming down your way. Get your savings out when you hear him shout, any bonds today?
Do you think these censorships were justified, or do you believe some of them were ridiculous? Drop your thoughts in the comment section.
You don't think this is another time warp, do you?
Maybe this time the sky's just falling.